I'm missing Celtic, you are missing Celtic, we're all missing Celtic. The international break is now over. Well done to Scotland last night on the result in Austria, but we can now move on to the proper football. And the Celtic support are clearly buzzing to see Ange's side back in action. We sold out against Jablonec, we sold out against AZ Alkmaar. I think we even sold out against St Mirren, although I could be wrong there. We have definitely sold out for Saturday at home to Ross County. Yes, Celtic return this Saturday, 3 p.m. against Ross County, and they will do so in front of a full Celtic Park. Well, not completely full. I think we've still got part of the main stand sectioned off due to COVID protocols. But other than that, every seat we could have sold has been sold out for Saturday. Buzzing for the game. We're going to chat about that on today's video. Although before that, we've got a bit of housekeeping to do. 3 things. First of all, Scott McDonald. We were hoping to have Scott pretty much on this video in this time slot on Wednesday evening. He's unable to do this week, although we are going to get Scott on next week. We'll also have Jackie on next week as well. So you've got a treat lined up for you next week. Secondly, I spoke to new Celtic winger Jota yesterday on the channel. We had one of those Celtic press conferences. We also got an insight into the Portuguese winger from Aaron Barton, who just knows Portuguese football and even speaks the language really well. Or so I'm told. I didn't actually hear him speaking it. Basically, I'm giving this video a shout out because I made the rookie daft error of putting the video out, I think 25 minutes before kick-off in the Scotland game last night. And I'll be honest, the video flopped a little. And I put a lot of effort into it, and I think it's a really good watch. So if you're watching this one and you want to hear from our new signing and hear all about our new signing, check that out. I will link it above. I think it's that side. It could be that side, but you'll know where to look anyway because it will be on screen right now. Thirdly, you'll probably be well aware that we are very nearly at 20,000 subs. We have been on the brink of 20,000 subs for a long, long time now, and things have slowed up a little bit in recent days just because we've been putting out a little bit of different kind of content on the channel, and also with it being international breaks, which are notorious for being a little bit slower. But I'm convinced we can get over 20k today, and you can help us out right now by subscribing to the channel if you've not done it yet. We do have a big Q&A lined up for when we make it to 20k. Hopefully that'll be going out tomorrow. It's brilliant. Loads of really interesting questions asked to me. I really enjoyed filming it, and we're going to stick that out tomorrow if we get to 20k tonight. So go on, click subscribe if you've not done it yet, and get us onto that perfect target. Thanks very much. Okay, so Saturday afternoon, Ross County visits Celtic. Celtic return. I know it's only Wednesday evening. It's probably very early to do a kind of preview to the game, but there isn't really much else happening. So I felt we might as well just chat about how we think the game could go. Obviously chat about the fact that Celtic support have backed the team once again, yet again already this season. And also I think we'll work out a predicted 11 for the match as well. Should be plenty of talking points in there. When else would Celtic sell out a home match against Ross County in September? There's probably a few reasons for why this has happened, and I'll be totally honest about them. Number one is probably that fans are still got that kind of novelty feeling of being back at Celtic Park after missing out and going to football for so long, all of last season, a bit of the season prior as well. The fact it's a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff is obviously going to help as well. We don't get many of them as Celtic fans at Celtic Park. We're not going to have many this season with us playing in the Europa League until Christmas at least. But I don't think you can write off the Ange Postecoglou effect either. The Celtic support are just loving watching this team at the moment, the football they play, to the extent where even a home game against Ross County is a must-watch event for the Celtic support. I did worry a little bit after the setback we had at Ibrox before the international break that would kind of halt the momentum a little bit. But it doesn't seem like that's the case at all. I think the international break has come at the perfect time. Yes, it was frustrating to lose at Ibrox, but it just kind of gave us a wee wake-up call isn't the right term. It just kind of gave us a wee jolt and just reminded us that we've got a long, long way to go to get where we really want this team to be. But it's really early days. I think Ross County on Saturday could be the ideal kind of game for the team to find their feet again. They are one of the weaker sides in the Premiership. They've shown that already this season. I fully expect them to be in a fight to stay in the league, probably with the likes of St Mirren and Dundee, who we've battered 6-0 in recent weeks at Celtic Park. And I would probably expect the score to be similar, maybe not 6 goals, but certainly I think 4 or 5 should be within the reach of this Celtic team if they play like we know they can. And if the Celtic team turn up and play that brilliant football in front of a packed Celtic Park, and we maybe get to see a few new signings playing, I think we will be in a pretty good place going into much harder games to come in the following weeks. There's a great feeling around Celtic Park at the moment. I'm feeling it, you're probably feeling it as well, and it's kind of hard to put your finger completely on it because we've not achieved anything with this Ange team so far. In fact, if you were being really, really harsh, you could argue that we've kind of failed a few tests. We failed to get into the Champions League. We failed our first crucial domestic game at Ibrox. We also lost the first game of the season at Tynecastle as well. I mean, we're sitting with 6 points from 12 in the Premiership, but that doesn't tell half of the story. There's just a feeling that something is building with this team. It was building before the international break, and if Ange learned some of the lessons that he even admitted to after Ibrox, like playing Kyogo up front from now on, and if we can defend set pieces better, and obviously if we can have the likes of Juranovic and Jota, Carter Vickers, Liam Scales, Giacomakis was the other one, coming into the first team, then there are really exciting times ahead for Celtic. I think we all feel it. I think that's partly or part to do with why the stadium is sold out for Saturday. You just want to watch this Celtic team growing because there is something special building there. I don't know if the rest of the teams in the country quite realise what we're building at the moment, but I think they soon will find out. Right, predicted 11. Usually do this for big games, really, but you can refer to my previous statement on international breaks being pretty slow, so we'll do it now. We're a few days in advance. We have loads of new signings now available for this game. We've got a few injury worries to the likes of Kyogo, and I'm assuming Greg Taylor as well still has a knock. And obviously we've not heard Ange kind of giving us an update on those things, so I am very much doing this blind, so to speak. So we'll have a go. This is how I think Celtic could line up on Saturday, and you can let me know what you think. Joe Hart in goals, a back four of Anthony Ralston, Stephen Welsh, Carol Starfelt and Greg Taylor. Callum McGregor and David Turnbull with Tom Rogic in front of them. Abada on the right, Jota on the left and Giacomakis up front. Now, you've probably heard by now that Kyogo actually limped off during the most recent Japan game. I'm assuming with it being Ross County at home and him having travelled halfway around the world anyway, on top of the knock, he probably wouldn't be risked for this game, although again it'll depend. Ange could come out on Friday and say that Kyogo is absolutely fine and raring to play, so we'll need to wait and see on that. Tom Rogic probably has enough time to be ready for this one. He was also halfway around the world. He played against Bahrain on Tuesday lunchtime. So what's that? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 4 days or so to kind of get back and get fit. He possibly could be rested as well. I just feel we're kind of more reliant on Tom Rogic at the moment to give us some quality, especially in a game at home to Ross County. But again, Ange should come out on Friday and say that Rogic is, maybe not going to be playing or whatever. Finally, Greg Taylor at left back. I just think that he will probably be back fit and probably the kind of safe option for this game. On the right hand side, Tony Ralston, I don't think you can drop him even though Juranovic is now fit. Maybe Juranovic could play left back again like he did at Ibrox, but again, who knows. Same goes for Welsh and Starfelt. I don't see them being dropped either. I think it'd be a pretty drastic statement for Ange to chuck Carter Vickers in for his debut as soon as he's available with not a great deal of training behind him, certainly with the full squad who will still kind of be in international duty, some of them. So I don't think you can really drop Ralston, Welsh or Starfelt, so I think it will be a back four we're pretty used to, and I think the likes of Juranovic, Carter Vickers and Scales may not start. But I do think we'll get a look at Jota. I've just got a feeling he's kind of fit and raring to go, and we don't really have too many options on the left-hand side. And if it's not going to be Kyogo up front, could be a Yeti, but I think Ange is far more likely to put in Double G, as I'm calling him, up front. So I'm looking forward to it anyway. I honestly can't wait to see Celtic back. It's weird having this kind of love-in with Ange for so long. Such an intense love-in. We've all had it. We just love this guy. We love the likes of Kyogo or Abada. And then just going like 2 weeks with nothing at all. I honestly think it was really tough, but it'll be great in the long run. It's given us a chance, as I say, to kind of stop and reflect on where Celtic have come from in such a short space of time, and obviously where we can go to in the future. Hopefully the squad have really benefited from the time on the training pitch as well as a team. Obviously I'm referring to the non-international players there. Right, I'm away to Newcastle tomorrow for a few days. However, we will have non-stop content still coming. You won't even know I'm away. I've recorded a couple of videos before going. We'll have a reaction to the Ross County game, probably outside Celtic Park on Saturday evening, so check out for that one dropping as well. By then, I really hope we're at 20,000 subs. A reminder, once again, let's get us over the line tonight, folks. You really are a bunch of legends. Let's just cement that status. If you're watching this and you've not subbed yet, go on, help your good pal Hamish and the boys at 67 Hail Hail out.